Hey friends, how are you? This day started really early today. I'm not a real great sleeper, and so sometimes I will be lying in bed and it's 10, 11, 12 o'clock, and I'm nowhere near getting ready to sleep. And today I woke up at 4 a.m. and that came pretty early. It's day 8 of this stay-at-home order that we're living under right now in my town and county and state. And I hear that about 75% of the U.S. population is in some type of restricted activity order, and so we're not alone. And that's really kind of why we started this video series, my family and I, so that we could, as a community, get together. I'll tell you a little bit about what's going on with me and my family, but I want to hear about yours. I mean, how is it going for you? Are you hitting any walls? Is it just smooth sailing for you? We've had some ups and downs, and while we're enjoying the heck out of each other's company, there's some realities that set in that things are restricted, and so we certainly are behind the order. Believe that it is the best thing for the country and with the challenge that we're facing, and so we're documenting that as a family. Just see what it's like, see how the day went for us, and some of the challenges. Tell me about the challenges you guys are going through. I would love to see that in the comment sections down below. It encourages me, for one, that you're watching and you're interacting with me. Two, that we're not in this alone. And if you want to see some of the other videos in the series, go ahead and click on this link up here, and it will show you what we've done in the last several days. 4 o'clock, I started rolling around, and it feels like a lifetime ago. Quite honestly, we're winding down for the day, but it was a good day. And as I was going through the day, I just happened to giggle at a couple interactions I've had with some friends, and one dear friend sent me a picture of, or a meme that said something like, she swore that the refrigerator just said, "What in the heck are you doing? What in the heck do you want now?" And people are struggling with food. I understand that completely. We're in a stressful situation, and people are, they're going to where they feel safe, and that's cake and cookies and potato chips, and so that's where everybody's going. And I certainly have those temptations as well, but luckily, by the grace of God, before we got the order, I had been looking at some of my videos and pictures and just how I felt. And I was thinking to myself, what have you let happen to yourself? I'm soft and I'm pudgy and get winded when I walk up and down the stairs or whatever, and I thought, that's not right. That's not good. You don't feel good that way. So get control of your eating. And so for several months now, I've made some changes in my diet and tracking everything. Really, the first step for me has always been get control of your eating. Before you even get control, understand your eating habits. And so what I do is I document those, and I use a very simple free app. It's MyFitnessPal, and I document everything that goes into my belly, and on a daily basis, and that just by tracking it, I'm telling you what, you start losing weight just by tracking, because you go, holy cow, I'm eating that much. So I was actually into at least a month of that prior to this stay-at-home order, and so I had been in that mental battle with food or the temptations. Food's not our enemy, it's the temptations that are. And so I had been working to conquer that. And like I said, listen, I understand temptations are strong. And especially when you're under stress, you're under an anxious environment like we're in right now. I get it. I understand that. It's hard to walk by that cookie on in the cookie bin, and when you walk by that freezer, what's on the other side of that door is a big tub of your favorite ice cream, and it's tough to walk by that. But what I will not accept is when somebody says, I've tried it, and I don't have the willpower, and I can't do it, and it's just too tempting. The food's too tempting. It's too good. I gotta have it. Respectfully, I disagree, because if you want something bad enough, that doggone cookie isn't stronger than you. And you have to really think of it that way. When you walk by and you see that cookie, and you're normally just okay with grabbing it, and you go ahead and grab it and you eat it, and then you say, it was just too tempting, that's BS, okay? Next time you do that, you walk by and you go to the cabinet or the refrigerator or freezer, and you're about ready to reach in for that food that doesn't fit with what you want to accomplish. You look at it and you go, is that thing stronger than me, or am I stronger than it? And I'm telling you what, you are stronger than it. And so I get a little rabid about this, because we underestimate if we truly want something. Now listen, if you admit that I don't care whether I've got 1, 2, or 8 chins, and I'm not concerned with living to whatever by eating a healthy diet or whatever, fine, that's okay too. I mean, I think you're shortchanging what life has set before you, but that you're adult. But what I don't like is somebody saying, I want to go on a diet, but I lack the willpower, and I like, just, if you believe in something hard enough, you will find a way to do it. And you can't get sucked into the idea that temptation is stronger than you. That cookie is stronger than you. You look that cookie in the eye and you say, Mr. Oreo, you're not stronger than me. I've got goals. I know it's silly, but I'm just telling you that when I start to have my temptations, and I even will have a cookie laying on the counter in front of me, and I am about ready to eat, and I think, no, this isn't what I want. I want to be able to bend over and tie my shoes without feeling rolls of fat, And so I encourage you to accept that. And it all comes down to having the routine set out, and having your goals, and knowing, set out the routines and know why you set those routines out in the first place. I told you when we first started this series that I was setting some routines in place, and I have specific routines for specific goals. I want to physically improve myself, and so for my physical health, I have routines each day that I go through, and I'm checking those off. And I have emotional health that I want to take care of. So I have routines, and it's tempting to not complete those tasks, each, physical and the emotional and the spiritual side. But you got to go, okay, I made these routines. I committed to these routines for a purpose, and that purpose is a good purpose. And so I have those emotional routines that I have in place that I stick to. I have the spiritual routines that I have in place because it's important to me. And I would just suggest to you that you find those routines. You find something that's important to you. Set up a routine, and then understand that you're stronger than the temptations. Guys, subscribe if you haven't. Give me some likes if you want to. But please, some comments so that I can get back with you. And friends, I just trust that you're doing everything to stay well, and I'll see you tomorrow.